Right now, I'd like to introduce someone that's very special to me. My queen, my one and only love, Miss Norma Long. She's singing one of the songs on my album called Winter Breeze.
Winter breeze whistling through the trees, the cold air won't leave me alone. Seeing the image of my home sits unwell with me this winter breeze. Winter breeze whispering through the trees, feel the cold through my bones. Why won't you leave me alone? Cold winter breeze. Please let go of me. You change my heart like a stone. Why won't you leave me alone? Cold winter breeze, winter breeze. Why won't you leave me alone? Oh, winter breeze, winter breeze. Why won't you leave me alone? Please, winter breeze.
Whew, okay. Next song we're going to do is called Caliente. This next song, every time we do it, the kids get excited. It's called Nursery Rhymes. Come on, Mike. Now, to end the first session, we're going to go into some Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Johnny,
Yes, sir.
thank you so much again for that first set of music.
Thank you.
Clearly you came here with something on your mind and something to say.
A little bit.
Well, before we get rolling into our conversation, would you take a moment to tell the folks at home a little bit about yourself in your own words?
I'm a country boy from Conway, North Carolina, cotton fields. Grew up in cotton fields. And I think my first attack with music was Glenn Campbell and
Oh,
Loretta Lynn and Hee Haw.
okay.
That's all we had there. We had no soul stations until I got a little older. And on every Sunday in Murfreesboro, North Carolina, they will have 1 hour of soul. And that was it. And the rest, then it goes back to country. So I was more into the country and Western thing than I was anything else until I moved.
So 1 hour of soul a week. How'd you get so much?
On Sundays.
On Sundays. How did you get so much funk in your fingers?
Oh man, I don't know. That's a great question, man. The hour that I was listening to was basically, funk stuff. I wouldn't say particularly funk. It was R&B then. Like Otis Redding
Right.
and Percy Sledge and Tyrone Davis and Al Green. That kind of stuff was rolling out, and I could hear that it was kind of on a groove side. But as I moved from North Carolina and went to Chesapeake, Virginia, I started hearing other kind of funk stuff. And I was like, I really like it. In the 70s, man, that's all I geared to was the funk stuff, like Commodores and Gap Band and them boys like that, and Larry Graham and Brothers Johnson, stuff like I started gearing up to them.
A lot of great influences. Brother
Oh, yes,
Johnson.
absolutely, absolutely.
Now, I'm going to pause. We're supposed to be talking about music, but
Yeah.
this man right here had the nerve to come to my show and outdress me twice. Sharp.
Thank you, man.
I'm loving the way this looks.
Thank you so much.
I have to find out where you shop. Might see me down the aisle.
This is off the rack.
Off the well. I'm going to have to find me one. Really reminds me of Afrofuturism kind of a vibe. I'm really loving all of it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Tell me about your way back when you first picked up an instrument. What made you do it?
It was a bet.
Oh,
I was in high school, and I tell this story all the time. There was a gentleman, we was doing a talent show. I started out on congos, and then I went to drums, and then bass. But the bet was, I asked the guy to help me learn how to play bass because I saw him playing, and I was like, man, this guy is really good. And he was like, so I told him, I said, man, could you show me how to play? And he's like, no. And I was like, okay. All right, well, that's cool. And then he turned around and he said, but if you learn over the summer, I'll bring you a new bass.
okay.
And I said, okay, mind you, I ain't had no money or no bass. So during this summer, my best friend, Dad, wanted us to clean out his garage. And he said, there's a bass guitar in the garage somewhere, but you got to clean the whole garage out to find it. And it took us a whole day to clean the garage out, and I found it. And long story short, I started learning songs on one string on the bass. One string, that's all I had. And another gentleman that was playing in the top band at that time in Virginia Beach found out that I was learning how to play. He asked, would I come in and play his set because his wife was getting ready to have a baby. And so I did that. To me, it was just learning. To him, he needed to be home to his wife. So make a long story short, at the end of the summer, I had already played in Virginia Beach. So the guy who gave me the bet came to me and said, hey man, there was a guy playing on Virginia Beach, some young kid, they were sneaking him in the back door. He said, did you hear anything about that? I was like, no, because in my mind, I'm thinking, what are you talking about? I was just playing. And I said, well, I don't know about the kid they sneaking in the back door. I said, but I know I went down there a couple of times and played for this guy. And he looked at me. And then the next morning I hear, And it was him at the door and brought me a brand new bass.
Wow.
So that was the best thing that happened to me.
That's definitely the first story of that type. I've heard anybody tell. Not that the other stories were boring, but
Yeah, that was a great bet.
Wow, that's incredible.
And from that point on, I just started doing, like contemporary gospel. But I still had that R&B in my head, because that's what I wanted. I learned the whole Larry Graham Central Station on one string.
That's incredible.
That's incredible.
Taught yourself.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
After this, you've learned on your own. How did the skill develop?
Hunger.
Hunger. Uh-oh.
Hunger will feed you if you're really hungry. You will feed yourself. And I basically, just was so hungry, I kept going to open mics and playing for folks for free and going to churches, playing for a lot of choirs. And that's how I got my gift really, really tuned in. I was going to churches and playing for a lot of choirs and a lot of bands. And so with that said, my gift and talent just, God just lifted up that thing, man.
Obviously.
Oh, well, he's a great God, man. I mean, wow. I'd have never done it on my own.
It's inspiration.
Yes, sir.
Great education.
Yes, sir.
Hunger. I like the way you put that.
Oh, when you're hungry, you will feed yourself.
Yes, you will. And
When
if
you're
you've got a
hungry, you
gift,
will find food.
You got that gift that's feeding you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Tell me something, moving forward in history, you meet the musicians on stage with you today. Tell me something about them. How do you form your band?
These guys came to me from other bands.
Okay.
Like we were in other bands and we just became family. And as the other bands separated, these guys wanted to stay together. And so I said, hey, I'm gonna form a band. My keyboard player, Mikhail White, been with me from the get-go. And my horn player, which is not here today, Dan Leon, he's been with me from the start. Michael has been with me for a while, the flautist. Right. My drummer was a set-in drummer tonight. I have another drummer, Leek Russell. But the drummer who sat in tonight, John, was amazing.
He's been here before.
Oh, he's an amazing cat. He's an amazing cat, man. That's all I got to say. He learned all this in one night. And I thought that was more impressive. That's hungry. And he's hungry. And I love him. I love him because he's hungry. And my whole band is just an amazing bunch of guys. They teachers and musicians at the same time. And they play more than one instrument.
Yeah, that's, I was
So they're musicians.
Yes, versatility is important in this industry.
Woo, you can't beat that, man. When you got somebody that's musicians, you got a great salad.
Somebody that can get up off that piano and pick up the bass or sit down at the drums, that's magic.
And they play music.
Yes.
It's not a competition. They play because they love it. And they're musicians. So they sit and listen at everybody's part. And they stay within their cubicle.
Right. And the communication between is on point.
Oh.
Now we're forgetting someone. That
My
beautiful
queen?
voice.
My queen?
Yes.
My queen there's nothing else like her. She is beyond my world. All right. Oh, wait a minute. She is beyond my world. And I don't know where I'd be without her. I'm sorry.
That's love.
Sorry.
That's all right. That's what love does to you.
She is an inspiration to every woman out here. She should be. She is. And so I want to thank her for being here tonight. Thank her for being in my life and the mother of my children.
That's everybody's heart, falling out their chest. Getting to enjoy that and experience that with you and to hear her voice.
Oh, she was low key tonight.
Oh, well, it was absolute silk.
Oh, she is amazing.
Wow.
She's amazing.
You mentioned that she sang something off of your album.
She did my Christmas album. She sung something on that, and she's on the next album. I have a what they call a vintage album coming out.
Okay.
More of what she was doing tonight, you know, Lena Horne kind of stuff.
Yes.
And so I'm bringing her into that, and that's my thing, man. I mean, I love funk, but when I sit down and listen to, you know, Mahalia and Lena Horne and stuff like that, man, I'm like, I'm taken to another place, man.
I've been thinking about that same thing. I recently bought a house, and I'm the only one in it. And I realized I can listen to whatever I want.
And when?
And when I want. And
And
it's
when.
what you're saying. That's what I'm putting on Lena, I'm putting on Nancy, I'm putting on
Oh.
whatever I want to hear.
Yeah.
And letting my heart beat for it.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing. Tell me about the basses that you brought here to play tonight.
You know, I actually have a bass guitar shop, custom shop.
Okay.
I'm an owner of a bass guitar custom shop. And the basses I bought tonight are vintage basses, early 70s. I like anything that's old because that's my voice. You know, I'm from the old school and I want stuff that's old. So everything I played tonight was from the old school, early 70s. And they're natural. Whatever they came like, that's what they are. And I believe that's my voice, you know. To a lot of bass players, you know, I normally don't bring but one bass to a gig. Tonight, for some reason, I brought 2 basses.
That you come here and show off whenever you want. You better come here. Show these folks at home something good.
But they sounded great tonight, and I pray that we did well for folks tonight, that they enjoyed it.
Well, I did. I know that I did.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Johnny, how do we find your music? If I wanted to pick up an album, where can I find it?
Oh, you can Spotify, Amazon, every site there is. In fact, I'm charting right now
Okay,
on
okay.
Smooth Jazz.
Okay.
I'm number 9.
Come on.
One of the songs I did tonight, Last Train Running, is charting at number 9 right now
gonna
and
check
moving
that
up. And then there's another song about to come out and hit the charts. So the album is doing well. I have the new CD I have out right now is called The Walk.
The Walk.
I got to get you one.
Yes.
I'm gonna get you a hard copy before we leave tonight.
Absolutely. I would love that.
And it's a very inspiration. It starts from Africa. I start from Africa to England, and from England to Ahoskie, North Carolina. That's where my parents and my ancestors stopped at. They started in the Congo, and then they went to England, and they left England and went to Ahoskie, North Carolina. So that's where we originated from. So I try to started at Africa and then started Congo and then go to England with some of the English vibe, and then I left from there and went to Carolina, where, you know, the Carolina vibe.
I regret that we're cutting this interview a little bit short tonight because we're
Oh,
going
it's
to get to
okay.
that second set. But before we do that, can you give us a little history lesson on music of Africa appearing in what you're playing today or what we're hearing just in general?
There is a song, I didn't play it today. It's called King Nimrod. I tried to get the kings of Africa. If you saw my strap,
We did.
did you see my strap?
Yes, sir.
And what did it say?
King Mansa Musa, richest man to ever live.
The richest African man ever lived. And I tried to stay in that rim as far as, because we're rhythmic people. So a lot of people may call me funk, but it's really rhythm. And so I tried to stay in that rhythmic salsa kind of, African kind of. And if you notice tonight, I played one song, it was an Indian song. It's called Tribal Cry, because my family has Indian blood in there in North Carolina, the Maharan tribe. So we're part of that. So the song I did tonight, Tribal Cry, was from the Maharan tribe.
We recently unveiled our land acknowledgement to the indigenous peoples of Virginia here.
Wow.
And it's more stories that we're collecting.
Right.
Well, I promised that we would keep this one a little bit shorter because we are short on time ourselves. But I thank you for your time, and I'm eager for the next opportunity we get to work together. And I hope I get to have a microphone and sing a little song as you play.
I hope you can be on my next CD.
Yes. Let me say yes. I'm gonna say, and it's on tape.
Oh yeah, it is. Is that what that is?
We're gonna have to do that now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Johnny, that second set, they know at home by now that we record this head. It's full of funk, and y'all better get ready to dance. Kick your shoes off, do whatever you need to do, because it's going to be fun.
Absolutely.
Well, welcome to it.
Thank you so much. And thank you, BJ, wherever
Yeah.
you are.
Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm.